Edward I. He was the King of England from 1272 until 1307. He followed his father Henry III on the English throne. And he was reigning. He was in Sicily, coming back from a crusade, so in Italy, when he heard, or today's Italy, when he heard that he became king. 2 years later, in 74, he came back to England and was crowned in Westminster Abbey. He was married to Eleanor, daughter of Ferdinand III of Castile, and with her he has 4 sons. Just one of them survived, and that became the succeeding King Edward II, and 12 daughters. She died then in 1290, and he married again Margaret, the daughter of Philip III of France. 2 sons, 1 daughter with her. He was sad when his wife Eleanor died, and he erected then from her place where she died in Nottingham to London. Every time that caravan stopped, a stone cross 12 times along the route where her sarcophagus was carried along. They are still standing, at least some of them today. He is known as Hammer of the Scots because he had fighting with Scotland, and as Longshanks because he was quite high. He made some administrative changes in England. In 79 he made the Statute of Mortmain, and that made that people could not just donate their possessions, their territory, to the church to avoid taxation. They, having done that, also back in mind that they come then into heaven for doing that. Then he made the Statute of Winchester in 85, and that made the Justice of the Peace. They have something to do with handling with banditry and criminal things. And in 95 he summoned the Model Parliament. Simon IV had done this already during the reign of his father, while his father was not really reigning, but his reign was suppressed and de facto not acting out. It was happening through Simon IV from 1264 until 1265, and in this mentioned 1265 Simon IV had summoned burgesses and knights to Parliament, and now Edward I did something similar to the House of Commons. It is slowly then over the centuries. He invited in representatives from shires and boroughs. He had already, as previously kings, summoned in the lords or barons of some areas, and that way 2 houses arose to the Parliament of Britain. The House of Commons representing the shires and boroughs, and the House of Lords representing the barons and then the king. And he had also things to do with Wales. He invaded Wales in 78, I think, and then again in 82. And then he made the Statute of Rhuddlan. Rhuddlan is a town in Wales, and with that Wales and England became one country. Later on there were also following revolts, but then the Statutes of Rhuddlan 1284 made Wales and England one country. And Scotland also, Hammer of the Scots. He made John Balliol the King of Scotland in 1292, or he said that it should be John Balliol. There was a rivalry between 13 different people who could come to be the Scottish king. In 1296 he obviously had changed his mind. He invaded Scotland and disposed him. And he took the Stone of Stones from Scotland to Westminster. On that the Scottish kings had previously all been crowned. I saw it just in a movie. It is just a stone in the movie, and the future king steps onto it and is then crowned. I don't know if it's true like that. And when there was Wallace, he was revolting. He killed in a garrison the sheriff and made a revolt, and he won against the English at the Battle of Stirling. Then he lost at the Battle of Falkirk. Later on he was taken prisoner and by the English drawn, quartered and hanged in London. And he was on his way to invade Scotland again in 1307, but he died on the way north. Then he was followed by his son Edward II on the throne. According to the history of the kings and queens of England and Scotland on the pages 64 and 65, written by Edmund Swinglehurst, the positions and views expressed are the ones of the source and don't necessarily align with my own or with the ones of the entity spoken of.